Recently, my wife and I went down to a place down in the Appalachian Mountains. It's near the Smokies, called Cashiers. The locals call it Cashers. It's also by a town called Highlands. It's down in western North Carolina, about 30 miles, probably north of Georgia, the Georgia border. If you're not familiar with the area, it's about an hour, hour and a half from Maggie Valley, probably about an hour and 30 minutes to Asheville, about 2 hours from Tail of the Dragon area, Deals Gap. Beautiful area out there. Outstanding riding. Unfortunately, I had to drive down there, so I didn't get to ride this thing. But on the way down, though, I wanted to stop at the Custom Dynamics corporate offices. They're and it's in a town called Youngsville. Let me get this town right. Youngsville, North Carolina. And we live in Maryland, so to get down to the Cashiers, whatever the hell you want to call it, it's about a 9.5 hour drive. Now, on the way there, right on the way, is this town I was just talking about. It's about 30 miles north of Raleigh, Durham area. So I was thinking, we're just gonna pass it. So I called up Erin at Custom Dynamics, and Erin is one of these people that basically has a ton of different hats that she wears at this company. But the main thing she does is she does a lot of social media. So I think she does a lot of the Facebook posts and Instagram, stuff like that. She's one of the people that do that. But I asked her, hey, do you mind if I stop by? I just want to put a name to the face, because I talk to him a lot. And she said, sure, come on down. So I told my wife, let's stop down there. So on the way down there, sure enough, we went in there, and the building itself is extremely unassuming. It's in an industrial park, so it's just like a big warehouse. So it's not like a huge Custom Dynamics signs at all. The only thing they have is just on the door, just a little Custom Dynamics sign. And it's not a retail store. So it's actually where they do all their research, they do all their packaging, they do all their shipping, stuff like that. So I went in there, introduced myself to Erin, and she started walking around. And these are the nicest people. Started introducing me to all the people that work there. And then we came across Dave, and Dave is actually the owner and the founder of Custom Dynamics. And I told him, hey, do you mind if I take some pictures? I said, I wish I could just film this. You know, it'd be cool to show some people what this is all about. And he said, sure. And I happened to have my camera. I brought my camera and then a microphone that I was going to do some filming down in North Carolina just to show you guys, or in a future video, kind of like some things that are in that area. And he said, sure. So now I'm going to introduce you to Dave, who is the owner and founder, and we're going to take a tour around the entire facility. Hey, I'm Dave Perbula with Custom Dynamics. I'm the founder and president, and we're going to go on a little warehouse tour here, walk around and show you a little bit about what we have going on. So we just came in through the small package shipping area into the warehouse, and we try to keep everything in our warehouse very organized. On the right here, you'll see all of our newer probeam style turn signals. So these are all ready to go, ready to be shipped out. So we want to keep things as organized and efficient as possible. So then when our order pullers come in, they can pull the product and have it ready to go. We'll ship orders out of here, our retail orders. We guarantee if the order comes in up till 5 o'clock, we'll still get it out the same day. We're open till 5:30, but our cutoff time is at 5. So we just want to, again, have things, you know, that are best sellers closest to our people that are pulling. And as we kind of walk up and down these aisles here, you can see kind of the different products that we have. This, again, on this aisle here is a lot of our probeam products. We have our bag lights over here. And these are our new probeam bag lights. Our probeam latch lights, which are very popular. We just came out with those. And back behind us on this wall, we have the low profile bag lights. And we have pretty much aisle after aisle after aisle of the product. Again, that's all retail packaged and ready to go. And as we'll walk down towards the end here and talk a little bit about packaging, and then we'll make our way towards the back of the warehouse. So this is our display board. So as we pan down, these are all display boards that we have for our products. These are all ready to go to our dealers that we support through Drag Specialties. So if a dealer places a qualifying order for a display, we ship these out. They can put them on their countertop. This is the kind of product that we've always felt you have to see it to sell it. It doesn't sell that well just out of a catalog. So these allow the customers to come in, look at the product, get a kind of touch and feel it, see how bright it really is before they make that purchase. These are a couple of our packaging machines where we do skim packaging. We have been moving things lately to more and more custom clamshells and trying to move away from the skim
skin packaging, as it's kind of a one-time deal and you can't open it, whereas the clamshells allow the product to be opened, looked at, and then put back. The second half of our warehouse, going out from here back, this is kind of what we call more of our bulk storage. So these are items that haven't been retail packaged yet. So we keep them here, and then this allows us to go up vertically a lot higher. And then as we get low on the retail packaging, which we just came from, we pull from here, get it ready to be packaged and shipped out. So this is all more bulk products. As we move into this area here, this is where we do some of our packaging, and then it's also where we do our freight shipments. So when we're shipping a large order to one of the warehouses that Drag Specialties or Parts Unlimited has, we prepare, actually in this room is where we prepare the order, and the order gets pulled, taken out here, and right now we're not currently working on any. We just shipped them all out last week, but normally this would be all pallets in here full of orders going to Drag Specialties. We get those orders in about once a month, and then we try to get those shipped back out within 2 weeks of receiving the order, so we have 2 weeks to prepare for the next order. These 7 boxes that we see here are large displays that 7 lucky Harley-Davidson dealerships are going to get. So what we have in here, these will be shipping out later today, are our larger wall displays. You can see some products here on the bottom side. The top side is already packaged away underneath it here. But you can see our probeam headlight, the low profile bags, and then this display which shows off our new fascia lights, the plugs, the tri-bar, the plasma rod, and the magic brake strobe all in one display. So over in this area is where we shoot a lot of our own videos that we do. We also have some lifts in here that where we're doing test fitments of new products on bikes. We'll do that in here. And going out through here, not going to see too much because we have it covered up with this brutal sunshine we have here in North Carolina. But this is where we keep our rig. So this is all protected under the tarp so that it keeps the sun from fading the wrap and gives it, even though it's a real good 3M wrap, it's still, we like to keep it protected and keep the sun off it because it's black and it will fade over time. So walking back in from our warehouse into the air conditioning part of our building, this is where we do our small package shipment out of. So if it's a retail order or a small dealer order, this is where it'll get pulled. It'll go through 3 check system, a puller, a packer, and then a final check. So we are real big on quality control and making sure that we ship out what the customer ordered the first time. And this is where Michelle actually sits and does the small package shipping, and then that flows right out this door to UPS, and then the tractor trailers again would be in the back area that we came back out of for the freight shipments. As we walk down the aisle here, we have customer service reps all around the perimeter of the building. So all along this side, through the middle, and through the other side are customer service reps. So if you're calling in, you're going to talk to one of these people here that'll help your order. As we go into this room here, this is where we do a lot of assembly, a lot of testing, a lot of building. So right now Larry here is putting together some displays. So we saw the 7 that are all packaged up, ready to go out to those Harley dealerships, but we also are putting more together here. This is what one looks like when it's powered up. So we have that going on in here. And we'll walk through the middle section, since the sides on the perimeter of the building are all customer service reps. We'll come up through the middle. In these offices here is where we do tech support. So if you call in with a technical question or problem, you're going to be transferred over to our tech support department, and that's all through these buildings here in the middle where we do tech support. And then as we move into this room, this is where we do a lot of our quality control testing. So these are our taillight testers here. So if we were testing taillights, we do a burn-in on all of our products to make sure that there's no early life failures with anything. We plug the taillights all in here and then power them up and then do our burn-in testing on those here. And then over in this room here, we just do, again, a lot of quality control testing. If these products were just built, so they have a assembly sheet that tells you who built them, and make sure that we're going through the correct process and that everything matches up with the order. And then when they get in here, we're going to verify the product is correct, it was assembled correctly, before it goes back into packaging. So you can see all different types of test boards here. So all these different products, we have to have a different test board for them. So right now we're running some product here and doing some testing on it here through this test board, but we have all of these up on the wall and all of our power supplies on this side. Some larger test boards over here. This one is a nice one for all of our electrical modules that we can plug in and make sure that everything's working. So, you know, fortunately all these bikes have different connectors. So that's what this is. Depending on what module, what connector it is, we can just plug it in, hit our buttons, run through a little test sequence on it, and make sure that it is correct before it ships out. About 16 and a half years ago, I was working for Philips Electronics and loved motorcycles, grew up riding motorcycles. My first bike was a Honda 50 when I was about 5 years old, so I've always been around motorcycles and enjoyed it. My background is electrical engineering. In college, I actually did a lot of work in fiber optics. My first job with IBM was in fiber optics, so I loved working with LEDs and with lasers, and the two just kind of came together for me. And you know, we started Custom Dynamics basically out of our house, out of our attic, with just an idea to build a website and put together some accent lighting, because really back then, almost 17 years ago, we didn't have a lot of LED turn signals, and we certainly didn't have LED headlights, but LED accent lights was very popular on motorcycles, and that's how Custom Dynamics got started, was out of my house, just kind of tinkering around. There was no game plan to make this a business.
Again, I really want to thank Erin and Dave for taking the time out of their busy day to take me around, to show me what it's all about. I mean, I'm more into the business side of things, so I'm talking to Dave about margin and kind of how he does all the distribution and stuff. But what he showed me was pretty damn cool, how it all works. And you know, I think what I dig the most is he's got that entrepreneurial spirit. You know, he started in his house, started in his garage, and then slowly built up his company. And it's all about him understanding like riders and what kind of lights they want on their bike. And really cool guy. So I want to thank the guys at Custom Dynamics. So get out there and ride, be well, and I'll talk to you guys soon.